A tick, a talk, a ticky, 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 talk, talk, the song, chop, the rockin' to the bang, bang, boogie, said up, jump the boogie with the rhythm of the boogie to be. Joe Reb's already got a bad feeling about this. And we just got a report. So hold on. I had to switch out mics. I had packed my other mic. And long story short. Long story, I don't want to get into it. We're not looking good so far. Hold on, I gotta move the camera around too because everything's all types of screwed up here. Hold on, we're gonna move this around. We're gonna center this a little bit better. Look, so you can see the other side of my office. Hold on, everyone. Hold on, I wasn't ready to do this. Hold on. There we go. So right now we're looking at what's going on, my friend. How you doing today? Everyone's good in his house. Sup, Tim's? Everything's good. We got a Chris with the love of MMA. Today's my day off. Today's my day of the week. I'm off to catch this one. Let's hope Barkley gets a deal done, doesn't sit out. Respect him and the Big Blue family. We got Jeff Newman in his house already. What's up, Big Jeff? We got Chris also saying, me too, Joe. We need Barkley week 1 to beat the Cowgirls. I think even at home. Here's the problem right now. We're already getting reports that they're not even close to a deal. It is 3. We are 29 minutes away from 0 hour. And like I said, the reports right now are coming out that that the Giants right now are still not close to a long-term deal. Both sides are talking, but there's definitely work to do to reach before the finish line at 4 p.m. Here's the problem. And I laugh a little bit because I saw this on the news the other day that I'm going to drink some coffee. I'm tired, guys. I saw this on the news the other day that the Giants had not really started communicating with Barkley until today. There really hasn't been any meaningful dialogue between his agency and Shane until 0 hour today. I mean, that's not a good way to get something done. I mean, there is rumors that they have increased the offer to what the minimum guarantee money would be if he was tagged 2 times in a row. So there is some speculation in that. And I'm sorry if we're having audio issues. I packed my mic and I had to unpack it and I had the old mic and I couldn't get the other mic out of the. It's a long story. I don't want to talk about it right now. I was gonna sit here and drink coffee. But the speculation is that, like I said, they haven't had any meaningful dialogue since for a while now. And now they're scrambling to get something done. It's crazy. What's up, Timothy? How you doing today? Everything's going good. I'm doing well. Like I said, we got the Big Jeff in the house. We got Zach. Zach says, before I go at work, sitting before I go to work. Well, good. Take a seat because we got another 27 minutes. I take a talk. A ticky. We also have Big Todd coming in and says, anything can happen, but the fact that it's got to this day, this hour, tells me this isn't happening. Here's the funny thing. We heard for weeks that, we got plenty of time. They got plenty of time to get a deal done. But at this point in time, the 0 hour is struck. We're sitting there in the background hearing the bong, bong, waiting for something. Zach Attack says New York increased the guaranteed money to the contract offer from 19.5 to just 22 million per the source of Ryan Dunleavy of the New York Post. Yeah, I heard the same thing. And I laugh because I've been telling people for a while now that this has always been about the guaranteed money. This has never been about the guaranteed money. I mean, not about the guaranteed money. And the funny thing is, they actually decreased the yearly number as they increased the guaranteed money. We got Dominic Palmer in the evening. What's up, Dom? Sitting here thinking of Dom, drinking out of my Poppycockers mug. Drinking some coffee at 3:00 in the afternoon. That's some good coffee. Smooth Save the Black Rifle coffee. We also got here, Christopher saying, by the way, license plate on Facebook that made me die laughing. Handicap sign, Timmy, made me think of you. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You're thinking of Timmy from South Park when you think of me. I think I have better hair. We got Alex in the room saying, sup. Sup? What's up, Alex? Everything's good. We got Todd saying, if I'm Barkley, this would piss me off. I mean, so little to you that you've been goofing or even golfing this whole time instead of talking to my people. See you in August or not. We still have 25 minutes for the Barkley deadline. I wish we had some dramatic music. I gotta find some dramatic music. Hold on. We need some dramatic music. So when this is going to go down, and it's going to go down in the Whole Foods parking lot, we need dramatic music. That's what we should be playing right now. Hold on. Dramatic. Here we go. Because dramatic cinema music. Here we go. We need this. Okay, here we go. Should we have time running out? We'll play this one. Here we go. This looks like a good one. We're sitting here now for the Barkley Watch. Time is running out, getting lower and lower. Will Shane and Table come up with a contract? We shall only know. T-minus 24 minutes and counting on the Barkley Watch. Well, that was dramatic. That was dramatic. What does Dom have to say? I can only think the delay in convo was due to Shane thinking Barkley would blink. He might blink. That's the thing. He might blink, but I don't think he will. And I think Carl Banks had a tweet earlier today would basically said it was about respect, and it's about saving face now. I mean, I could potentially see Barkley just saying, and I've heard rumors that he could potentially just say, screw it and call it a day. And you can just sit there. And the clock is about to strike midnight, threat level midnight from the Zach attack. What do we got, Mr. McCormick? Are they going to trade him if a deal isn't reached? Here's the problem. You can't trade a guy that's not under contract. Barkley is going to have to go out and find, he's on the non-exclusive tag. So he would have to go out and find a trade partner that the Giants that A is going to give him a contract, and B, a team that the Giants are willing to send him to. And I keep hearing the stupidity of, well, we'll just release them and get Dalvin Cook. So you're going to give up on a 26-year-old running back, and you're going to get a 27-year-old running back in Dalvin Cook who's only played in either Florida or a dome. Okay. Can we do that now, please? What's up, Mr. Belford? What's going on, Tim? Saquon or not Saquon? This is the question. Ooh. Alas, poor York. I knew him well, ratio. To be or not to be, this is the question. That is the question. Whether it's nobler in the mind. I'm not going to get into that. I don't know. I keep saying, I don't think it's going to get done. I've been saying this now for a couple days. If he sits out the season, it is, I wouldn't be shocked. And this whole thing with Josh Jacobs and him is kind of weird. It's kind of like a simpatico relationship. We're at T-minus 22 minutes and counting. Let's see. We got Daryl saying, yo, Timmy, he finally got a stream. Where you been, Daryl? Where you been? Where the hell you been? Yeah, I can only do streams on Sundays. To misquote Shakespeare, says the Dominic, Shane needs to decide either to sign Barkley or not to sign Barkley. That is the question. We got Brandon coming in strong here. What's going on, my friend? A lot of people haven't seen anything. I haven't seen a lot of people in a while. I'm glad a lot of people are jumping in, dropping in. Ha ha ha, says Timmy for Chris for love. Hey, I love you, Timmy. Impression. It's a good thing, bro. As soon as that Timmy came out, the only way I could diffuse Timmy from South Park, Timmy, it was to do a Timmy impression. And the lords of the underworld, darkness fills my heart with pain. That's from the first Timmy episode. Giants Twitter is going to be fun. I am watching Giants Twitter as we speak. Let's see here. I am literally watching it as we speak for any updates. And if anyone gets any updates or sees any updates, please let me know. Let's see here, because I'm still not seeing anything, and we're now at 21 minutes and counting to the full PM deadline. In reference to Saquon Barkley, Mr. Young says it's 25 minutes left. DJ's contract came down the last minute to get it done. I agree. The question, here's my thing. I either think Shane, and honestly, the rumors were that Maris stepped in at the end and gave the pinky swear to Daniel Jones in reference to his contract. We can't do that on this contract. This has to be a contract. because you literally have, according to the CBA, a 4 p.m. deadline. There's no pinky swear on this one. Sorry, guys. There's no pinky swear this time. So it's going to come down to either Shane blinks and gives him like $32 million guaranteed, or Saquon risks his career and plays for $10 million and doesn't have any of the longevity. Anything new? No news yet. No news yet, John. No news yet. We need the Final Jeopardy theme song. I can't, because if I gave the Final Jeopardy theme song, that would put me in violation of the YouTube collective conundrum. Le'Veon Bell apologizes to the Steelers. I saw that. I'm not saying Barkley needs to leave. I'm just saying that this is a different situation. Le'Veon Bell was a good player, really very valuable player to the Steelers, but he was not. You still had Big Ben. You still had other wide receivers. He was a big focal point of that offense. But Saquon is like 50% of the offense. Career high at over 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns. Should have had more receptions receiving. Was the threat. Well, now down to 19 minutes and counting. 19 minutes and counting. Let's refresh Twitter. We're on the Twitter sphere saying, what's going on, New York Giants? And we're sitting here. We are ticking down. We are ticking down to the deadline. A tick, a talk, a tick, tock. What's up, Greg? All the way in Sweden. If we don't sign Barkley, then it's done. It's going to be a long, unwatchable season. It's only an unwatchable season if Barkley sits out. And I'm not thinking. I personally, like I said, the rumor that I speculated on was from someone that told me someone from something that knew someone about something about something. So that wasn't my rumor. I personally think that he sits out. He will sit out like 1 or 2 weeks. I don't think he'll sit out the season. But this person who's kind of knowing something, he was the same person that told me that Daniel Jones was getting both $32 million and $40 million in this contract, which we reported on, which made zero sense. And when I talked to R0B about it, I was like, yeah, he's saying he's getting both $32 million and 40. But it makes sense now because of the fact that he got $32 million average for the first 2 seasons, but he got 40 over the term. So that kind of made sense. So I kind of trust when this guy is saying no, and he knows people that work at CAA. So I think I kind of trust when he's saying that, Saquon is very, 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 he's got his heels dug in. Now anything could change because, it's also about people's financial wherewithals. Does Saquon want to pass up $10 million? I think he could personally go work at a network for like $5-6 million next year and not have to put the wear and tear on his body, because I think, if Saquon is very articulate, Saquon is very, he's got a presence about him. I could see him going to work for what's ESPN college football. I think he'd be great at that. Christopher Lemon, I'm saying anxious as hell. I hope we have him for week 1. We aren't the same team without him. I know that. Seti says Barkley trains vigorously. He's not going to sit out. But here's the thing, Seti, and I've talked about this a million times before. It's his career. It's his job right now. So yes, he is going to train like a maniac, whether he sits out or not. People still train even if they're going to sit out, because you still have to stay in shape for the moment that you potentially have to come back. Tim says, can Barkley sign a 10-more franchise tag if the Giants don't sign him to a long deal? No, he can sign the tag, yeah, but if they don't sign him, if the Giants don't sign him to a long-term deal by 4 p.m. today, they cannot renegotiate a contract or new deal with him until next year. So for the people that say trade him, here's the problem again. Like I said, he's not, until he signs that tag, he's not under contract. So what's going to happen? 2 things need to happen. Saquon's team has to go out and find a team that is willing to trade for him and willing to pay for him, and then have the Giants be willing to trade him and get what they would then consider to be a adequate trade offer to then turn around and have him shipped out. That's a lot of ifs. And if that happens, then we're going to be some serious trouble. Make sure you hit the like button. Says the big James Williams. He's off today. Jeff Newman says it's coming down to the wire, but I still think we get something done. We are now at almost 16 minutes and counting. Hold on. We now have 16 minutes and counting on the Barkley Report. This is Tim. This is New York Giants Straight Talk, bringing you all the best in Barkley entertainment. Will he sign? Will he be here? And will he still be a New York football Giant? Ooh, that was good. What's up, James? Make sure you hit the like button. Says Big James. We got Chris saying, what's up, Tim? Based on your comments, I'm guessing there's no deal. There's no deal at the moment. We have 15 minutes. Let's refresh the Twitter sphere, because the Twitter sphere is always there. It feels like night. Let's see here. TikTok. I'm not seeing anything. And if anyone in the audience comes up with something, hear something, see something on Twitter or anywhere, let me know, because we are now at 15 minutes and counting. What does Brandon say? I'm hoping for the best for Barkley. So am I. James Williams says, simple question. Without Barkley, what do the Giants do when they are passing isn't working? Run Jones 30 times a game. You know what? That's you may actually end up going that direction. Don't forget to hit the like button, all that stuff. Also, I have training camp tickets. I'll be giving away training camp tickets. I don't know what day. I got a bunch of them, so I'll be giving those away coming up in the near future. I'm also will be attending training camp. So if you want a training camp ticket, make sure you pick a day that I'm going to be there. So, we can definitely hang out, talk some football. There are reports early saying it was done. Those reports were bogus. Those reports were from a burner account. So I did see those reports, and I actually did some verification on those. Do you think Barkley would opt not to play on the tag? I do, Alex. I think it really depends. Barkley seems to be a strong-willed guy, and to come back from his type of injury, and I came back from that injury twice, and I had actually AC replacement surgery, where they take part of your patella tendon and they string it across and they make it your ACL. It's a long road to hoe. Now, surgery is different over back when I had it in the early 2000s, late 90s, but he worked his butt off, and the problem is this contract at 26 years old is more than likely going to be his final hurrah. This is good. I don't mean he's going to leave. He's going to be out of the league after this contract, but this is going to be his money contract. This is where, Rod Tidwell said it best. He wants the Quan. This is the contract that's going to, make him and his family secure for a very long period of time. The Steelers had Ben, the Giants have Daniel Jones. I didn't want to say that. Brandon says, I love the king of the almost sack sound effect just for you, my friend.
King of the almost sack.
Just for you, my friend. MH says, just pay the man so we can move. I know, if we pay the man, can we move forward, and can we have some new content? Can people make different content? For the love of God, please. I'm on my fifth cup of coffee. Balls of fire. Zach said the clock is ticking. The Giants and Cowboys and Raiders, they have until 4 p.m. today to secure long-term players with key fantasy relevant players. I agree. James Williams says Cowboys, Eagles, Cowboys, and Redskins are going like, yeah, man. Shane, you stand your ground. All right. Zach said this was 10 minutes ago. What was 10 minutes ago, Zach? Okay. But has anyone got any more information here? I'm going to go back on Twitter. Going back on Twitter, somebody's emailing me. Oh, it was Zach Attack. Zach Attack emailing me. In the 5 minutes before the franchise tag deadline, hasn't seen momentum in Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard getting new deals. But let's see the final push. This is from Jeremy Fowler. Bringing us to seem as quite upset. This would be big news if Saquon sits out. I mean, if Saquon does not sign, this would actually be some pretty big news. Oh my God, Cam. Good evening, Mr. Williams. I have a Rachel loves your shirt too. I have a laundry issue right now. All my laundry is in like one single place. So I had to find something quickly to wear. So I didn't feel like going into that one place and taking my laundry out of that place. So you tell Rachel this is an Indian motorcycle shirt. Oh my God. Let's see here. Corey says the deal will get done by 3:50. I hope you're right, because we got 11 minutes. Timothy, what does Timothy say? Timothy says, I think the Giants will likely sign Barkley to a 4-year contract extension worth $50 million by 4 p.m. That's a big number. What's up, Evan? How you doing, my friend? Everything's good. Let's see here. Let's just be clear. Barkley does not sign a long-term deal. He still has until week 10 to sign the tag if he wants to get paid in full. He doesn't get paid in full because of the fact that he loses those game checks. He can sign the tag. He can sign the tag at any time. But the problem is the Giants cannot renegotiate with him on a long-term deal until next year if they don't get something done in the next 11 minutes. And we've talked about this before. The Daniel Jones deal, Mara came in at the white horse at the end of it and kind of like said, hey, a little, pinky swear, we're going to take care of you. This can't be, this isn't that type of scenario. We have to have something done, finalized, and ready to go into the league office, because the league office still has to approve the deal as well. Let's see here. If Barkley doesn't sign, you sign Hunt or Cook. Yeah, that's the conundrum. And I don't want to talk about that for another 10 minutes. I don't want to talk about that because you want to know why? Because the Barkley Watch is going into the final 10 minutes. We're 10 minutes and counting for Saquon Barkley and his ability to be a New York Football Giant. I love playing with music. Zach Attack says, in the final minutes before the franchise tag deadline, haven't since moving for running back. No, I saw that. Yeah, Jeremy Fowler. What does Corey say? We have a good old standby, Shane versus Barkley. Who blinks first? That's it. It's a standoff. And it's who's going to blink in the next 9 minutes. And the problem is this. I don't think if Barkley doesn't get his number, there is no reason. There's no rationale for him to even sign the tag yet. He can sign the tag anytime he wants. There's no rationale for him to sign it after 4:00. He could just sit there. He could miss all the he could pull Lawrence Taylor. He used to do it all. I'm old enough to remember Lawrence Taylor pulling, coming in with a week left in camp. But Lawrence Taylor was a different athlete. But I remember Lawrence Taylor pulling that kind of crap. I remember when Lawrence Taylor had held out and the Giants drafted Andy Hedden, linebacker, late in the draft. Late, I can't remember what year it was. And Lawrence Taylor was at the preseason game that Andy Hedden was playing, and Hedden made some great plays, and Lawrence went back. After that, Lawrence went back into camp. So does Barkley do that? I don't know. Dominic says, Jones, if I see I can get Saquon on the phone and talk some sense to him. It was Zach Attack with the super chat. All super chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. Saquon's sitting out would hurt ticket sales. No, because I got season tickets. I already paid for them. Pay for the motherfuckers in advance. 10 minutes left. I'll pitch. Ryan says I'll pitch in $20 for Saquon. You know what I will do? I still have the $3.98 we raised for Isaac Yiadom's bus ticket. Joe Shane, I'm going to pitch that into you. You get the $3.87 that I had there. Let's see. The Raiders are reporting Star Joshua did not reach a deal per the sources, despite contract negotiations. It's unclear whether he will play on the tag. That was 5 seconds ago. Looks like Josh Jacobs is not signing the contract. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like he's not signing a contract right now. So it looks like Josh Jacobs is going to be in this boat. You're my brother, man. You're my brother, man, too. James, I know I talked to you already today. Call me or text me later, because I want to talk to you about training camp. I didn't know if you and Rachel want to go, because I got a bunch of tickets. Tiffany's going to go. So make sure you take care of that. Barkley isn't blinking, boys. I don't think so either. Daryl says, I know a lot of people like him, but you have to hear the Cowherd take on Barkley's situation. I actually didn't hear the Cowherd take. I usually listen to Colin. I listen to everybody usually. Josie Jetty says, as a Jet fan, I really hope y'all sign Saquon, man. Truthfully, fantasy football without Saquon sucks. We got 7 minutes and it all breaks down. The fantasy football. I love that. James Williams says we should have done a GoFundMe. Big House says I want to go to training camp. All right. Well, text me. Oh, you did text me. Let me know when you are going. All right, I will call you, Big L. I will call you, and I'll give you some dates. Now I'm waiting for Lorenzo. Zach Attack says, I mean the non-season ticket holders. Yeah, that's true. Copy that. I'll hit you up later. Good afternoon, says Jay. Long time no see. Thoughts on? I love Jalen Hyatt. I think Jalen Hyatt's going to be a stud. I think if he, even if he puts up like 30 something receptions for like 17 yards, I still think that's going to be an extremely successful season. Because of the fact that I think he's going to have a little bit more continuity and a little bit of flow, and they're going to use him as a deep threat. So I love the Hyatt pick. Dominic Palmer says, I wonder if Jacobs and Barkley have coordinated as they've been talking truthfully or not by projecting the quarterback market. What's going on, my friend? How you doing as well? I haven't seen it. It's old home week. I love it. Nick W said, yo, Tim, what's up? What's going on, everyone? Let's see here. The Jetty fans' thoughts on what the Giants will look like next year without Saquon Barkley. Not good. It would be interesting because they don't have. I mean, I don't know. It would be. You would have to be a run centric. You have to get away from being a run centric offense, and you would have to go to either a passing game or a short passing game. All right, let's refresh the Twitter sphere because that's where everyone gets their news. It's Twitter. Let's see. Well, this is what it is. Saquon Barkley has just come out and tweeted, "It is what it is." It is what it is. Saquon Barkley has just tweeted, "It is what it is." With 5 minutes left, and Saquon Barkley dropping that knowledge, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm thinking it's a bad thing. It is what it is. Someone go on there and talk to Saquon for me and tell him that Online Big Blue wants him to come on to the show right now. You know, we have an open spot for him, but let's see here. Let's see. I'm thinking that it's not happening, guys. I am truly thinking that this is one of these times I hate being right. That I'm truly thinking that we're at a situation now, that we're at a standstill now, that it is that Barkley's coming out and saying it is what it is. I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what that means. That means he is probably not going to come up with a long-term deal. Here we go. What do we got here? It is what it is. It is what it is. What it is. So that tells me that we are probably not coming up with any. Hold on. That tells me we are probably not coming up with any type of news or information in reference to a long-term deal for Saquon Barkley. It is what it is. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Hold on. We have breaking news. Wait, hold on. We got hot news. We got to have hot news. We have hot news coming in from the Online Big Blue Studios. Saquon Barkley is saying it is what it is. Okay. Or maybe it is what it was. I'm thinking no deal here. He ain't signing. Doesn't sound. All right, let's go here. See y'all for what's up, Zach? We'll see you later. Without Barkley, maximum 5-12. Dominic Palmer says that doesn't sound good. He says he ain't signing. Joe Rev says sounds like a bad thing. The Giants, James Williams comes in. The Giants are winning 5 games without Saquon. Remember, we tied Washington last year. I was at that game. Let's see here. Come on, we know he isn't. He would be celebrating if it was I know I was just being facetious. My brother thinks you guys will win 10 games without Saquon. Oh, I like your brother. Tell your brother to come on the show. Or is he too busy smoking crack? Brandon says no deal. Let's see. Jordan Ramsey report no deal. Let's see. Offer went up to 22 million, but I ain't budging. Sources tell he wants 25. Nick says you pay an average quarterback and give the face of the franchise a slap in the face. That's true. Hey, come on. We still got 2 minutes left. Joe Shane hasn't seriously impressed me. Drafting Neal and Kayvon were not hard. Signing Jones was a reach, and that signing Saquon is, you're true. You're not. I'm not overly impressed right now. Big L says 3 minutes to go. Todd Saylor says, fantastic. We get rid of Getty, and the new guy traded Barkley for Dave Brown Jr. Daryl says, no deal per Adam Scheffner. On that note, Chris says, don't smoke crack.
What's your sign?
Oops.
No.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Hold on.
Gentlemen, what brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
That was for Chris. Like Chris says, I said ends badly. No Barkley in 2023. I have been saying for a while now that I've heard sources that people are telling me that from people that know people at CNA that he could potentially sit out the entire season. And I've been saying now for the last couple of weeks that there's not going to be a deal. That there more likely is not going to be a deal. And like I said, this is one of these times that I was kind of hoping that the pendulum and the information that I was hearing was going to swing back the other way, and I was going to be totally wrong. Like Malik Willis.
That's great. That's just fucking great, man. Now what the fuck are we supposed to do? We're some real pretty shit now, man.
Yeah. Jimmy says, I love that Shane has done so far, by the way. Chris says, good luck, Danny Dimes. Cork says, Giants are shooting for in 2024. I thought we were going for Arch Manning, even though he hasn't even won the job at Texas yet. We are currently at 4:00. The bell has struck. Hold on, we have to have the bell striking. Bell striking. Good night. Yeah, if I would label all this stuff, it would be so much easier. I don't have the striking midnight sound effect. How do I not have a bell striking midnight sound effect? I don't know. For some reason, I don't have that, but that's all right. We're okay. What else we got here? Johnny Rico says Barkley has an injury history and running back love. Here's the problem, though, and this is the thing that everyone keeps forgetting to talk about. This was Daniel Jones's first healthy season as well. You talk about Saquon Barkley's injury history, but Saquon Barkley was an all-pro twice in that 5-year span. Daniel Jones had an average season, and you gave him, on average, if he's played out the whole term of the contract, $40 million. I posted someone, I reposted something on Twitter. I was going to bring it up real quick because, someone pinged me something that basically said that, that maybe the Giants were racist. And I don't think the Giants were racist, because he basically said that they gave the white quarterback money, but they gave the black franchise the shaft. And this person's DMing me on Twitter, and I don't think that's the case. I just think it's the situation, the difference between the teams, the difference between the market. But I do think they overpaid Daniel Jones. Nick said, "Ball is in DJ's court, ready for it's gonna be. You're gonna have to ride and die with Jones. I mean, 100%. Cue the fan base turn. Oh God, yeah. Oh my God, I have to go on Twitter because the fan base is gonna just rip Barkley a new one, like there's no tomorrow. You know that. What do people tag me in? People are tagging me in all this stuff. I love when people tag me on stuff on Twitter. I'm going to tell you something right now. If you tag me on Twitter and tag me on shit, I still have no clue how Twitter.
That's what she said.
How Twitter works. So, let's see. Any other information? Anyone else got any other information in reference to the source? The source confirmed that no long-term deal between the Giants, Saquon Barkley. You're right. The fan base is getting this. A certain segment of the fan base is going to rip into this kid. Let's see here. Jay says trade Barkley for a second and a third. If you trade Barkley for a second and a third, you're still going to have to get a running back. So Dalvin Cook has already come out and said he wants like 9-10 million. That's why he's still out on the market. And I mean, maybe the Giants right now have only 4 million over, or only 4 million under the cap, with the rule of 51. So that's going to be a little bit more interesting move there. And time, says Corey, the time is up. You're right. King Chris TV says, been saying he was going to play on the tag since the beginning, and he shouldn't of the Giants think DJ is much more important. No, he's going to have to. I think he's not going to play on the tag. I honestly think he's sitting out the season. I honestly think what is his. But think about this for a minute. What is Saquon Barkley's motivation besides $10 million? And he can make up half of that, if not more, going to work for a network in the office. We're going and not play. What's his motivation? He could probably get 7 to 10 million to go work for NFL Network or anything else, or college football. He can probably make that money back. What's his motivation at 26 years old to put his body on the line for a team that basically just said, we value a quarterback who had an average season more than you, and you were the one that ran the Giants were 7-2. Barkley runs for over 900 yards, 8+ touchdowns. Giants, the league then shifts. The Giants will only win 2 games. Barkley only wins for 300. It's 400 yards. What does that show you? For the people that love statistics, what does that show you? James Williams says, so everyone wanted Jones to get paid, but now Saquon will be the enemy number one, not taking less than he's worth. I do think that. Do you think Jones will have another good year? I don't think he had a good year now. He was 800 yards under league average in reference to passing. He was, I think, 10 touchdowns under average for a number of touchdowns out of the 32 starting quarterbacks. This makes me dislike Jones even more. If and when this goes bad, I can't wait to hear all the Daniel Jones panty boys. You know, they're going to be on fucking force. Jeff says, wow, I really thought they would have found some common ground. I really did too. Let's go, Eric Gray. I like Eric Gray. The only problem is I'm taller than Eric Gray. I've met Eric Gray. Great. I mean, I thought Eric Gray is a great kid. But like I said, I have a problem when I'm big. I have a problem when I'm bigger than the starting running back. Great kid though. Great kid. I had a nice conversation. Let's see here. But Tim, says James, it's okay for Jones. It's a running quarterback, and he can carry the running game. He's going to have to. Terminson 351 315 says at least the NV quarterback remains overpaid, freckless, good on Saquon for potentially sitting out. I think he sits out. I really do think he's going to sit out. Todd says you could probably get $5 million from PSU to call radio games. If Saquon is truly dug in, you're right. He could probably get $5 million from Penn State to either be a sideline guy or in the booth, and then get like another 10 from a network, from ESPN, to do ESPN College Game Day, and then probably get even more money on top of that if he does NFL shit. Here's the thing that people don't understand. There is money out there for Saquon to get. You know, everyone talks about Daniel Jones. You know, people say, well, Daniel Jones could have done. No, Daniel Jones wanted $40 million. Saquon wants like 16 or 14 or whatever he wants, and he wants it guaranteed. He can get that out of network. He could literally get that out of network and not have to put the wear and tear on his body. And he could sit out and see what happens. What was Marvin saying? Saquon should not play on the tag. I agree. Is dangerous sport. One hit can change your life. Been a Giants fan since 1980. I got you beat. I've been a fan since 76. But you're right. One play can deviate the trajectory of his entire career. And he has no, right now the Giants are offering him no security to want to put himself on in that position. They're not offering him no security. Chris says, I think Saquon would instruct his agents to seek a trade. I think you would have to talk to his agents about potentially a trade. Now, this is gonna be the story until he signs a tag. This is gonna be the whole story. This is gonna be what you got. And it's going to be the replacements from Saquon Barkley. And now we're going to have to go through. I'm so tired. We're going to have to go through the replacements of Saquon Barkley. We're going to have to hear how Eric Gray is going to be the next Eric Dickerson. We're going to have to hear how Matt Breida is going to become this awesome thing. We're going to hear how we're going to sign Dalvin Cook. It's just going to go bad quickly. Dominic says, if things go bad for DJ, whilst I fear they will, I hope he doesn't. The apologists will say it's because we didn't have number 26 to evaluate him. Hey, that's true though. Think about that though. Yeah, if the Giants' first 10 games go 3-7 and they don't have Saquon Barkley, you know, people are going to say, well, it's because we don't have Saquon Barkley. And then they're going to be the same people that are going to bash the hell out of him on Twitter and everywhere else in social media because we don't have Saquon Barkley, because he's being greedy. Daniel Jones needed to get paid. Daniel Jones needed his money. Saquon Barkley, you're greedy. Ebenezer Scrooge McDuck, you're all those rolled up into one. What the hell's wrong with you? John says, this is bad. Go Giants. If Saquon holds out into the season and Jones doesn't look good, Saquon will become the scapegoat. You're right. You're 100% right. And Saquon's going to, if the Giants look terrible in preseason, it's going to be his fault. If the running back situation doesn't clarify itself in camp, but as a Giant now, as Joe Shane, here's the problem. That tag is out here. Unless you rescind the tag, Barkley can sign the tag when he wants, unless you rescind it. So you can't go out and get a star running back. You can't go out and get Dalvin Cook, because what if you get Dalvin Cook and Barkley says, I'm going to sign the tag? You didn't trade me? You went, I got Dalvin Cook. Here you go. 10 million guaranteed money taken out of your cap space. You have to get rid of Barkley before you can find his replacement. You have to. Because unless you're planning on rescinding the tag, And then do you rescind the tag and risk him going whatever he wants and then having your offense go into the shitter? By that logic, there's no reason Barkley ever to play down again. No, there's not. There's not. Seriously. Robert Smith Jr., running back, Minnesota Vikings, Ohio State. I think he was pre-med at one point in time. Had a fantastic career in Minnesota. Ran for over like 1,500 yards his last season. They couldn't come up with a deal. He walked away. Walked away at the height, the peak of his career, and went to go do other things. Barry Sanders did the same thing. Calvin Johnson, Patrick Willis. And these are guys that just people do this. It's not unheard of. Is he signed? There is no reason for Barkley to sign the tag right now. None whatsoever. If I'm Barkley, I don't want to go to camp. Pull Lawrence Taylor. Pull a Strahan. Don't go to camp till like the last week of camp. Make them miss you. Since you were gone. Giants 34 says, Tim, this is why real players don't want to play for this organization. Giants like bums and hate talented players. F Mara for not speaking up for Barkley and stepping in for DJ bad management. Todd says, I'm also betting there's a team or two calling Shane right now asking if they could talk about a trade. They would have to talk to Saquon Barkley about a trade first because Barkley's not under contract. But yeah, I guarantee, and he's on the non-exclusive tag, so he's probably going to go out there and take a look. What's up, my friend Lester? How you doing, my brother? How you doing, Tim? Hey, Tim, what's up? Dom says, I really wish I was joking with my last comment, but I've seen Twitter. What was your last comment? Things get bad. Oh yeah, there you go. I haven't even looked at Twitter yet. Joe Shane, F him up, play hardball with the wrong guy. This is the guy that will affect the locker room. I forgot who was it, and James has brought up a couple times. The disease of me. And this is kind of where the Giants are headed. This is the path the Giants are headed down. And don't forget to hit the like button as you enter the whatever the hell it's called. I don't know. Just hit the like button, won't you please? For the love of God, just hit the like button. Oh my goodness. This is something that I didn't want to see. This is something that, like I said, I had my suspicions. I had my feelings about this. I talked about that. I thought this was going to happen, but I don't see it. Talk with Zoe says, I don't think he sits out. Zoe, we talked about this before. He could probably get $5 million from Penn State Radio. He could probably get another $5 million to go be an analyst at College Game Day on ESPN. He can get another $10 million probably sitting and working in the NFL Network. He has the money. He can get the money. It's not like, he's not a Le'Veon Bell. Saquon Barkley is a different guy. He's a personality. And I think he can easily do it. Ooh, War 26. Coincidence? I think not. Can you imagine the Shane rescinds the tag and Barkley signs with the Eagles? Chris, why the hell would you say that? Don't put that shit out in the air. This organization does this every time. Small Saquon just tweet we saw that we had the but thank you, Big Blue. We put that tweet up. We have the tweet up. It is what it is. When you say something like that, that tells me you don't plan on coming in anytime soon. I'm still not sure about Jones after 5 years. Nobody is. That's the problem. The whole league isn't. Joan, what is the Giants? Saquon is going to go up to the Eagles after they rescind the tag. Johnny says, I would love for the team to actually keep their first round picks. I agree. Saquon is the heart and soul of this team, so I'm wondering just how bad this affects the passing game. It affects the passing game horribly. Okay, you know what? Here's the deal. You don't have Saquon Barkley. You have Matt Breida and Eric Gray. I don't need to put 7, 8 in the box anymore. I don't need to put 9. I don't need to put 8, 9 guys in the box. I put 6 guys in the box. And I dare the Giants to throw. That's what I do if I'm the league. I know deep down this is it's not the right move. And I've said this a million times before. The value of the running back market, yes, has gone down. You could tell I'm serious because I'm staring right at the camera. Has gone down. But Darius Slayton said it best the other day. This is like not buying your wife a wedding ring because 31 other men decided their wife wasn't worth it. This is exactly the situation I'm talking about. His value to the team, Saquon Barkley's value to the team is higher than the running back market. It's a different story. It's not like Daniel Jones is option 1 and Saquon Barkley is like option 6. It's like 1A, 1B. So his value to this organization is much greater than the value of the running back market. So he should be paid more towards the value to his organization than the standard market pricing. And like I said, it's a great tweet. This is like not buying your wife a wedding ring because 31 other men decided their wife wasn't worth it. I love Darius Slayton. I really do. I took so much shit last year when I said he should be playing. And then everyone's like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Then he starts playing, and the people are like, well, why didn't they play him? I don't know. Chris says, I think he sits out a game at least just to stick it to Mara and Joe. Watch the Vegas under goes down to 7 now. I think it's already at 7. The Giants over-under wins. Will it give DJ another year of... Of course it's going to give DJ another year excuse because now I don't have Saquon Barkley. The grass was not cut to 1 3/4 inches. The wind was not coming out of the southeast at the right speed. The temperature was not at a perfect 74.8 degrees. And I didn't have Saquon Barkley. Imagine being the franchise who under one regime trades a talent like OBJ and then false regime says, hold my beer. If the Giants trade Saquon Barkley, I don't think they're Giants. You know what? I can't say that because I do think he's going to sit out. I do think he's going to sit out. I am going with what somebody told me, which we reported on, that he wasn't going to sign the tag and he's going to sit out the entire year. I'm going with that. Johnny Rigo says, I bet Shane just holds, no trades, and Barkley doesn't sign. I kind of think he does. Payback is a blank. Sorry about that. I'm pissed off. It's all right. You can be pissed off. Let's see. Howie Roseman is doing the Birdman interrupt. Oh, Howie Roseman's waiting to sweep him. Saquon Barkley. I can add him to my plethora of players. Let's see. Daryl says, as much as Saquon is liked within the organization, I wonder how this affects the locker room when training camps. I don't think it affects the locker room because of the fact that everyone wants to get paid. Here's the problem. How does this affect Xavier McKinney? Xavier McKinney is coming up on a contract, and he does not have a 5th-year option because he was a 2nd-round pick. Are they going to play hardball with Xavier? You know they're not going to play hardball with Andrew Thomas, who's coming up, and they already paid Dexter Lawrence. We got the sounds of Sinatra. Timmy. Look what happens with Elliott. Yeah. Let's see. Mr. Esquire says, dumb move by Barkley. He's not getting McCaffrey money. He's saying he doesn't want McCaffrey money, and I believe him. And see, all of a sudden now people are going to turn on Saquon. Where's Dom? People are going to start turning on Barkley. Don't forget to like when you hit the chat. They're going to turn on the man because of the fact that he just didn't take less money. I said this before. Go to your job, whatever your job is. You could be the vice president of a blank. You could be flipping burgers anywhere. You could be working somewhere. Go to their job and say, hey, listen, I work twice. I am a valued member of this team. I make a good amount of money. And there's a guy who's been here, less longer than me, doesn't work, doesn't produce as much as I do, and it isn't as value. And you paid him X amount more. I want to take less. Just give me less money. You paid him over market value. I want less than market value. I'm 50% of this organization. I don't want to make as much as him. Give it to the guy. No, you're not going to do that. Todd says this could hurt the locker room if he doesn't play. These guys with contracts coming up are now going to get thinking what Shane is going to do with them. I've been saying it. Talkazo says, if you don't know what Talkazo, wonderful up and coming YouTuber. Never invited me on his channel, but you know what? What do I care? Only took you on the field, but you hold the flag. What do I care? I've been saying it for years. Draft a running back at 2, pay the running back if he's good, franchise the running back 1 year, and then draft a running back. Interesting tweet via Matt Miller. Yeah, it's true. It is. We forget this has been boiling since the beginning of the season when Dable said he wants Barkley to run north and south and take the whole But I don't think it's been boiling that because even Shermer came out and said that. Shermer said, "Stop dancing and attack." Jose said, "Saquon is a bum." All this talk about being a wannabe a crime. Oh, so wait a minute. So he's a bum because he doesn't want to be underpaid. Then the guy you gave $40 million to, who had an average season, and you've had 2 Pro Bowl seasons. Yeah, he's a bum. Can't blame Barkley for not signing, though. I wish he had. I do, too. I wish he did. I hope Barkley sits out, says Penn. I do think he's going to sit out. I am going on record, and I already have gone on record with the video a couple days ago that someone told me who knows someone that works at CAA has said that Barkley has the potential to sit out the entire season if something doesn't get done. I think 4 years of $15 million with 2 or 3 guarantee would have done. I think the same thing. I think if you would have given him 4 years, and I think if you would have given him $14 million, guaranteed 28, and did like a Jones thing where you gave like maybe 7 more, so you're guaranteeing 31 over 3, I think that would have brought him in. All right, Chris, have yourself a good day. He's out. Mike says they will just tag him. Here's the problem. He hasn't signed this tag, Mike. You can tag him again next year, but he hasn't signed the tag yet. Can't sign it. You can't, and that's the thing. If Barkley doesn't sign the tag, what are you going to do? Tag him again next year? That's the thing. And everyone says Barkley doesn't have leverage. Barkley does have leverage. He is a huge part of this offense. If he doesn't sign the tag and sits out, you're not going to tag him again next year. So you're going to need to trade him, or you're going to get nothing for the 2nd overall pick, who has already had 2 All-Pro seasons or 2 Pro Bowl seasons in 5 years, even with the injury. Don't hit the like button. Hit the like button. Big Blue says, I've said it. I have to say Jones is a better ball out, along with his improvements of the O-line. He better ball out. There's literally no excuses now. Mike says, sad for Barkley that this running back market is now, but it's not the running back market, Mike. It's the value of the player to the team. A lot of teams don't ever go off market value. They go after the value of the player to the organization. And I think that's the problem we're having right now. James says, oh, my God, this is crazy. Why, James? What's going on? Marvin says he's going to sit out the year. I think he's going to sit out the year, too. Jose says he is a bum. You know what, Jose? I'm not even going to read your comment again. Marvin says they could have restructured Leonard Williams' contract and could have paid Barkley.
King of the almost sack.
The problem is they can't, because they want to get rid of Leonard, and Leonard already has a dead cap number in 2024. So they can't. They're not going to do that. Now this is going to be a distraction for us from the start of the training camp. This sucks. It does suck. It's going to be a distraction until he signs. Joe Rev says now that he didn't get the deal, he should sit out, leave Jones out there. He'll probably be hurt by week 5. Then what? Then you're going to beg Saquon to come back. Frank says, of course, hindsight is 2020. Are we going to second guess how the cows come home? The chickens come home to us. But Jones should have been tagged. Barkley should have been paid. If Hooker shines, I have a big told you so for everyone. Are you saying that for me? Because I said the same thing. I said even you should draft Hendon Hooker even after he had the injury, even at 27 years old. And there was rumors, evidently speculation, that that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to sign Barkley and they wanted to tag Jones. But evidently that's not going to work. No way he's not going to forfeit $10 million. People stop the shit about him forfeiting $10 million. He can easily get that money in media. Easily. Someone even said it best. Go be a radio announcer for Penn State. I guarantee you get $5 million. Go work for ESPN College Game Day alongside Herb Street and Tim Tebow. Probably you get another 10. Saquon Barkley is not Bell, not Le'Veon Bell. He's got this personality. He has a persona. He's got the good guy going on. He can make that money back off the field easily. Rock Nate, CAA. Let me tell you about CAA. Let me tell you about creative artist. I keep forgetting, but let me tell you about them. They are not just a sports company. They are a multimedia company in reference to their clientele. You think it's by accident that he's at Rock Nation, but he turned around to CAA to get some help? You think that's by coincidence, or maybe it's by design that he's looking for outside of this year? Let's see. Corey says, even though Saquon Barkley didn't get the deal, there's no reason for him to start panicking. We have Eric Gray on a rookie contract, and he'll be fine. Yeah. I like Eric Gray. I met Eric Gray. I like Eric Gray personally. But here's my problem with Eric Gray, and it's nothing bad. Eric Gray got drafted where he did for a reason. Eric Gray had a tendency in college of avoiding contact and running out of bounds. Eric Gray, who I think who I think could have been a third down back because of his size and his speed. He's not the biggest burner in the world. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Wan'Dale Robinson. Is not going to be that guy that's going to be your bell cow. You're going to have to hope that Matt Breida or someone else is going to come in and be your bell cow. And you know, like I said, and it has nothing personal against Gray. Like I said, I met the kid. Thought he was a great guy. Nice conversation, you know. And like I said, my only concern is when I'm bigger than their starting running back, when I'm bigger than the Giants starting running back, I got problems. I got some issues with that. Hold on. You know, here we go. Great balls of fire. I got to upload this. Here we go. There's Tim and Eric Gray. Okay, when we have the same size shoulders and I'm bigger, you know, I'm not saying nothing, but that does not fill me with confidence as him being my bell cow back. And you're asking a lot for a rookie. That's why we have to pay him more than the market says. I agree. Michael says, if Barkley sits, the Giants are in tremendous amount of trouble. Yeah, I agree. If Saquon Barkley at the end of all makes the Giants good, then the Giants have more problems than signing Saquon Barkley. Mike Glenn, what's going on, man? I haven't seen you in a long time. The Giants overworked Barkley and let him play injured and then didn't want to pay him like a top back. Boom. Dropping the mic. Yes, Florio did report that Shane wanted to sign tag DJ and sign Barkley. Talk with Zoe said, imagine Barkley sits out week 5. They are 4-1. That'd be like Tiki Barker's situation. At that point, you have to cut him or just off a principle. No, you can't, because then you're losing values on your assets. You can't do that with the second overall pick, who has been productive, who's had 2 Pro Bowl seasons. I guess Eric Gray better get. Well, no, it's going to go to Matt. Mayor's fingerprints are all over signing Daniel Jones while getting stingy with Saquon. I agree. Tim, this is going to hurt the season ticket. Shut up about season ticket holders. I'm a season ticket holder. And I'm not even going to more games because I don't want to see Daniel Jones third and fourth wide receivers. I don't think Barkley sits out because he's going to get. No, here's the problem. People keep missing this fact. Barkley is not going to lose a game check. He signed with CAA. They are an international multimedia movies, television, actors, actresses. He can go out and make 10 million on his own by being in broadcasting for a season and then come back at 27. Saquon played in New York. There are so many more media opportunities. Exactly. Tiki made a good point yesterday saying running quarterbacks minimize the running back position. Here's the problem with Daniel Jones. Make sure you hit the like. He had 100 some people, maybe 56 likes. Come on, guys, get up to like 100 likes. I've had a long freaking day, man. I'm up to like 3 o'clock in the morning. Come on, dude, help me out here. I'm begging now. Daniel Jones is not a running quarterback. Daniel Jones is a quarterback who runs. Michael Vick was a running quarterback. Josh Allen's a running quarterback. Jalen Hurts is a running quarterback. Patrick Mahomes is a running quarterback. Daniel Jones is a quarterback who runs and runs by design. I have said this a million times. He is like a point guard who cannot create his own shot. So there's a difference there. Big L says, I like Eric Gray. He was a good dude. I like him, but come on. Come on, Big L. You were with me. Who's bigger? And that's our starting running back. And it's going to be mad. And like I said, I like Eric Gray a lot. I do like Eric Gray a lot. I thought he was a great kid. I thought he gave some great answers. And, I liked him a lot. Let's see. Penav says, well said, bro. You can absolutely get the money back off the field and come back and play in contender in 2 years. You're right. He can make his money. People actually see our great highlights. He's a generic. I don't know if he's a generic depth back, but he is a back that, if you did watch him in college, has a tendency to avoid contact by running out of bounds, and that was one of the big things for him. He doesn't have that pure breakaway speed. He reminds me of the Wan'Dale Robinson speed. He's more shifty than he is fast. Richie says, I agree Saquon is the most valuable player on Giants. You come here and you aren't ripping Shane and Dable right now. This doesn't come down to Barkley Jones. The Giants need to just get slammed hard. I'm not bashing the entire organization yet, because there's got to be a plan. Now, evidently, the Giants have not had meaningful communications with Barkley's team until today. It's been weeks since they've talked. So to me, there's got to be a plan. There's got to be something in thought process. But like I said, you can't go out and sign Dalvin Cook till you figure out what you're doing with Saquon Barkley. Because if Saquon Barkley really wants to be an asshole, he can wait till you sign Dalvin Cook, then sign the tag. And now you have and Dalvin Cook's already said he wants 9 to 10 million. He could just sign this tag and just wreck the Giants cap. So you can't go out and just get a running back until you take care of the running back you have. So that's why this is going to be interesting. Michael says Barkley is more than a great back. He is a big distraction for the defense. That's the thing also with Barkley. There are times when you are just a threat. Remember when Odell got hurt? I think it was second or third year. I don't remember. And he definitely couldn't run. He definitely couldn't catch. But the Giants rolled him out there as a threat. And you still had to cover that threat. And that's what Barkley is. How about a date? I'm sorry, Frank. I'm married. Talk says, Tim, you should be our starting running back. I should be. So be it. Hey, Fabian, what's going on? Let's move on. Kevin says, if Daniel Jones doesn't win 7 games this season, we'll probably be drafting Drake maybe next year. I've said this a million times, and I'm going to repeat this again. If Daniel Jones had the exact same stats in 2022 and the Giants only won 7 games, would he still be our quarterback? And the answer is no, because then you're picking in the top 15. You can easily trade up into the top 10 and you're getting rid of Jones. Winning 2 extra games and making the playoffs and winning a playoff game cured everything. And I said that after the playoff game, they're going to sign him because it cured everything. That you had to then sign him. But that's the issue. That's the problem right there. That no one wants to look at. If you want to break down the dichotomy of this situation, that's what people aren't looking at. What's up, Sir File Play? Eric Gray told the trainer, you need to get me back to look at the Tim after your meeting. I think he went into the gym. So did I. Because I'm coming out of retirement. Come on, can you imagine this hair and a helmet again? I used to love it because when I played, I had bigger hair. I mean, literally, I literally had a high top fade, and I had so much product in it. I could put the helmet on, it didn't move. Let's see here. Danny Dubs says Shane wanted to tag DJ and like Barkley, but Mara didn't. Mara always wins. Connor says the Giants without Barkley is like playing the Titans with no Derrick Henry. I have to agree with that one. Taco Zoe says, no, I know I was getting there. How Tiki left in the trash Giants and we ended up winning the Super Bowl. That's true. One word I've heard players using talking about this team is family. I think this team needs the mentality to win and just witness Big Brother not getting rewarded. Yeah. Jones says, Daniel Jones fan, you're not a fan if you wish he was. Oh, I love that. I love that with Daniel Jones fans, because I've said this a million times. I hope Daniel Jones proves me wrong. I hope Daniel Jones goes out and throws for 4,300 yards, 35 touchdowns, runs for another 700, gets another 15 yards rushing. Hope he does that. Hope to God that he does that. And I love it because people are like, well, you're not a real Daniel Jones fan. Because you're just saying that. You're just saying you want to be wrong. Shut the fuck up. I agree with that, Nick. Shut the fuck up. Ryan said this is good or bad in a way because now the fans believe that Daniel Jones will see that he isn't worth it. This is just the beginning of what a horrible season looked like. Eric Gray era is here. Skyline says once again, we do a good job of losing good talent and keeping the bad ones. Yeah, that's true. Let's see here. I hope the new agent gets the shaft in this one. Doesn't look like she could get her deal in Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley brings in another agent near the end. Reflection on her. No, Saquon Barkley brought in CAA because CAA is a multimedia agency. This was not by mistake. He did it for a reason. I read somewhere the Giants were working at a running back from whatever league. They went to the USFL. I'm available. Call me. Big L says, how ironic that Evan Ingram reached a long-term deal with the Jags and Barkley gets no love. You know, we got over 100 people in like. Let's get up to 70 likes. We only got 62. Let's get up to 70. Fabian says, come on, you can't afford to have one positional player hold your outlook of the season. Yeah, the problem is he's a large portion of the team. Let's see here. What do we got here? Frankie says, does Barkley automatically miss the playoff? No, he doesn't automatically miss it. He'd miss it if he decides not to sign the tag. Mike Glenn says, wasn't Barkley second or third leading a receiver last season on the Giants? I'm not sure what he was. I think he was. He only had like 300 yards receiving. Jones had an average last year. Mr. Christopher says, I just happened in. I'm sorry this question has been answered, but why would Saquon play on the tag if he didn't sign to a long? He wouldn't play. This is the thing. I've said this. I'm going to just repeat it, Chris. If you're Saquon Barkley, if I'm Saquon Barkley, I have avenues outside of football that I can make $10 million. I can go to, someone even said, I can go to Penn State Radio. I could turn around and go to, I can go to NFL Network. I can go to ESPN Game Day. I can be an analyst, make money outside of the, and I could sit out a year, still make money, save my body, and then move on from that way. But that's the thing. You could say that, but he went to CAA for a reason. CAA is a multimedia agency that handles movie stars, actors, actresses, music, television announcers. There's a reason why he brought them in with Rock Nation. There's a reason. And I wish everyone just, hope Barkley sings with Philadelphia. I hope not. I hope someone else brought that up. Corey says, people keep saying DJ as an average quarterback, then forget who was thrown to at a quarterback. The quarterback, really? Because that's not right, Corey. There's been plenty of quarterbacks who have had beyond Patrick Mahomes, Juju Smith-Schuster, Kadarius Toney, the kid from Rutgers. Come on. Quarterback makes players well. Makes players good. Giant, was a talk with those. All in plans. Let's see what they have with the DJs and Saquon. And if he sucks, they get Drake, Quinn, or Caleb. I agree. Let's see here. Would Jones have played on the tag? Of course he would have. He would be dumb not to because he'd be getting $32 million. Let's see here. Danny Dove says, chicken or the egg? Does the quarterback make the wide receiver, or does the wide receiver make the quarterback? Quarterback makes the wide receiver. There's no chicken or egg. There literally is no chicken or egg there. Name me a wide receiver who excelled after he left Eli Manning. Name me a wide receiver that outside of Mark Bavaro, and they actually got rid of him because of injury, that did anything outside of the Giants during Phil Simms' tenure. Thank you for the explanation. You're quite welcome. Nick says, I'm not like this man because he will preach as our organization is high class, but do stuff like this. They get rid of Odell because he would have criticized Jones, and now they're doing it to Barkley. Here's the I never liked the Odell trade. I said this before. I understood the Odell trade. I understood what the Giants were doing. They did get Dexter Lawrence out of the trade. But I was never a fan of the trade. Because to your point, you just signed a big talent, and then you turn around and said to that talent, we don't need you anymore. We're done with you. Get the hell out. And we're going to take this huge cap hit. So I never understood the trade. I understood why they thought they wanted to do it, but I don't know. Barkley was fourth behind Isaiah. Okay, I didn't know that. Frank says Mara hovered all over, thought he was going to step back and let Terrence Jones get involved. We have the champion of the world say Saquon needs to fire everyone around him for failing. They didn't fail him. They did not fail him. I'm not even going to get into that. They did not fail him. Randy Moss made Dante Culpepper. No, Randy Moss. And first of all, you forgot about Chris Carter. And if you don't throw the ball to the area where the guy can catch it, doesn't matter how good of a wide receiver you are. Think about that for a second. Just think about that for a second. And think about the great players who had great quarterbacks that went on to other teams that didn't excel. Randy Moss is a different. You're talking about one guy out of 1,000. Randy Moss was a different talent. But Randy Moss isn't Randy Moss if someone doesn't throw him the ball and put it in a place where Randy Moss can catch it. There's a difference between accuracy and creating the throwing window and throwing your wide receivers open and putting the ball in a spot where the wide receiver is the only one that can make the catch. And that's what a good quarterback does. We didn't sign Odell to trade him. Oh, I remember that. That was funny. Remember Randy Moss in Oakland? Yeah. Randy Moss flailed when he had a bad quarterback. I'm not saying Randy Moss was not an old world talent, but look at the quarterbacks Randy Moss had. Dante Pepper, who went to University of Central Florida, I saw him play there when I was in Florida a bunch of times, was a really good quarterback. It was injuries that derailed his career. Injuries, Warren Moon and Randall Cunningham, who stepped in when he got hurt. His career just didn't end because of the fact that that I don't even know why I'm talking about that. Nick says, if there's a team I can see Barkley on, is Buffalo to get pressure off. I could see Buffalo. If you want to automatically be a Super Bowl contender, truly a Super Bowl contender, two teams, the Bills or the Ravens. If I were those, I'd be,
Can I speak to Joe Shane, please? Yes, Joe Shane, this is the Buffalo Bills. I have a question. Do you have a running back that you might be interested in trading?
That's what I would do because that automatically puts you in a different stratosphere offensively. The Bills have a good running back, but they don't have a great running back. The Bills go running back by committee. And then you go to the Ravens and you put him in the backfield with Lamar Jackson. Great balls of fire. There's something very wrong there. Really had 69 likes. I don't know why that bugs me today. It's bugging me today. Normally doesn't bug me. Has anyone got anything else to say? Because I'm still looking at Twitter and I'm not let's see here. I'm just not seeing stuff that's making me happy. I'm just not seeing things that are making me happy at all. It's deal or no deal. Da-da-da. Oh, Saquon. I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm going to click out here, guys. I want to thank everyone for hung in. This was a lot of fun. I like doing live streams more than I like doing videos. Maybe I'm just going to get away from videos and just do the live streams. Let's get a couple more here. I love this one. Maybe I'll wake up. Tom, I've said this since 3:30. Maybe I'll wake up tonight and it'll be a bad dream to discover it was a bad dream. There is a team that I can see Buffalo. It's Buffalo. Let's see here. Joe Rev says, I don't want Saquon to go to the Bills. It's better than Miami. Daryl says, I hope the running back situation doesn't go extinct like the fullback. No, it's not going to go extinct. It fluctuates. It fluctuates. The NFL is very secular. One year, this is the big thing. 1 year, the Wildcats the big thing. The run and shoot is a big thing. The West Coast offense is the big thing. The 46 zone is the big thing. The dink and dunk offense, the prolific offense. It's secular. It goes every couple of years. It goes a different way. You're welcome, Marvin. You're welcome. It does feel like losing. We haven't lost him yet, but that's true. It does feel a little bit like that. Bruce says, I want the Giants to get Lamar. I wanted him to get Lamar too, but no way they were going to trade for Lamar. Lamar wanted too much money. Same horrible feeling I got when we drafted DJ. Hey-oh. All right, guys, I'm going to check out of here. I'm probably going to throw up a video in the next couple of minutes, so make sure you stay tuned for that. I want to thank everyone that came in, hung out for the last hour. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to close it out. We're going to close it out with respect to Saquon Barkley. Hello, everyone. This is Tim. It's All Life in Blue Sports, whatever you got. I appreciate everyone for hanging out, and we're out of here.